I've been taking the last few days pretty slow, and I have come to realize that my self-care practices have become non-negotiable, especially in challenging times. This is a video to share these practices with you, the ones that keep me sane in good and bad days. Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caro, and on today's video I want to share with you some of the nourishing practices that really help me stay creative, stay positive, inspired, not only on the days that I'm feeling good, happy and strong, but also on those days when things become more challenging, whenever I'm feeling a little bit sad or insecure. I feel this practices really help me keep on going. And the reason why I'm doing this video right now is because the last month has been one of the most challenging months, if not the most challenging month I've ever had. A lot of anxiety and fear have been activating in me, and I feel that not giving up on these practices and keep on working on my personal well-being has been what has really made me able to stay balanced and serve all these very challenging times in a way that really helps me see the challenging times as teachers instead of just going down a depressive loop. And yeah, I feel so happy to be able to share this with you. And I want to thank Ana Luisa, who is this amazing sustainable jewelry company that is sponsoring today's video. Thank you for sponsoring today's video and let me talk about this topic that is so important for me right now. I also want to share that I believe that these nourishing practices can look very different from one day to another. I feel that we go in cycles, and there are some times where I can just go jump on my yoga mat and do a 1 hour very challenging yoga practice, and some other days the best way that I can show up for myself and show up for my practice is just sitting down on my mat and maybe just doing a little movement. And some days I feel very inspired and capable of cooking a homemade meal from scratch and make something delicious and nourishing that takes a lot of times. But some other days the best thing that I can do in order to still show up for myself is just get out of bed and make myself a sandwich. So I've been thinking a lot how it's so important to have this bigger vision of what we really want to accomplish and we want to do, but it's also very good to, whenever we need to, just give ourselves the permission to go slower and achieve that bigger vision in small steps. So that is something that I really wanted to touch base on, because some days we can do more than others. I believe that the most important thing is that even in the days that it's more difficult to get out of bed and get things done and nourish ourselves, we still show up, even if it's with small steps. Small steps are the way to come to the top of the ladder, right? Let's be honest. Some mornings it might be more challenging than others to get out of bed and start our days. The things that really help me be able to get out of bed and keep a positive mindset for my day is starting with some small hygiene rituals. I always brush my teeth, scrape my tongue, and start doing some Ayurvedic massages to my face. Skin plays a very vital role in protecting the internal organs from the external environment. That's why it is very important to maintain skin integrity and health. Massages get our blood flowing. They also hydrate the skin, add glow, radiance, and at the same time, they exfoliate and get rid of toxins. That's why this is my favorite way to start my mornings. It gets my blood flowing and it makes me feel a little bit more inspired. Keeping a healthy hygiene routine is also very important, and this may look different every single day. But being able to take a shower, or some days taking a bath in order to get rid of all the toxins, reconnect with my body, and give myself some self-care really makes a difference on how I look at my day and my life. When I am able, I soak myself in a bathtub with Epsom salts to give my day a pause, to cleanse not only the physical but the spiritual body. And it also becomes a practice of self-observance, where I can start realizing what I've been holding to, while at the same time literally cleaning my body. When I'm not able to take a bath, just taking a shower, but really massaging every part of my body, every muscle, it really makes a difference when I do that, than when I just hurry up and take a very rushed shower. Movement is also one of the practices that I swear by. I usually start my movement practice with very slow movements, connecting to the breath. Yoga and exercise in general can really help improve our flexibility, reduce chronic pain, and even help us sleep better. It also has very powerful mental benefits, which can help treat depression and can help us get out of a spiraling loop. I love adding some movement to my daily routine, as it really helps me reconnect with my body. It helps me get out of my mind and come back to my physical space. Sometimes I'm able to do a 1-hour routine where I feel like I'm dancing. Some others I'm just able to sit down, breathe, and awaken my body little by little. I believe the most important thing is to still show up in our mats, no matter if we're doing a 1-hour or a 10-minute workout. Reconnecting with my body not only reminds me of how our bodies can be sort of a physical poem, but it also makes me feel strong, it makes me feel capable, and it also makes me feel like I'm a dancing flower in this human body, in this world. One step at a time, the whole dance comes to fruition. And that is why movement has become one of my sacred daily practices, which makes me feel inspired and strong. After my daily movement practice, I love sitting down and meditating, and this does look different for me every single day. Some days I'm able to sit down and meditate for 25 or 30 minutes. Some days I only feel capable of doing 5, but giving myself permission to be silent and still really makes a difference on my whole day. It helps me start my day with gratitude and with a bigger vision of why am I here on earth. Adornment is also another sacred practice that I love having, and it really looks different every day. Some days adorning myself is just adding some oil to my hair, taking care of it, and doing a nice hairdo. Some other days, it looks like getting out of my sweatpants and putting a nice dress, or some piece of clothes that make me feel pretty. Adorning myself reminds me of how beautiful it is to inhabit this human flesh. Some days I add a mist to my face, some other days I use a little makeup in order to accentuate my natural features. Adornment is one of my favorite daily practices that reminds me of how beautiful our bodies are. Some other days I adorn myself with jewelry. Lately I've been using Ana Luisa's jewelry, who is not only today's video sponsor, but also a wonderful sustainable jewelry brand I found earlier this year. Ana Luisa's pieces are made with sustainably sourced materials like 100% recycled gold from previously owned jewelry, and also take into consideration not only aesthetics but also respect our planet with every piece that they make. Using jewelry to adorn myself has become one of my favorite practices to bring joy, and I also wanted to let you know that right now for the holidays, Ana Luisa is having their biggest sale of the year. For every piece that you buy, you get 40% off your next one, both for international and US customers. All of your sale orders are carbon neutral. So if you want to learn more about Ana Luisa, make sure to check the first link on my description box. Thanks again, Ana Luisa, for sponsoring today's video and for having me as a brand ambassador of your sustainable brand. Nourishment is also a big one for me. When I think about nourishing my body, I think about the drinks that I intake. Where do I source the ingredients from? What do these plants have to offer me, as well as what do I have to offer these plants? As you may know, cacao has become one of my allies. I drink my cacao while giving gratitude to the elements, to life, to the peoples protecting the sacred lands. And when I think about nourishment, I also think about eating delicious and at the same time nutritious foods. Some days I'm able to cook dishes from scratch. Some other days we go with something more simple, like this cauliflower crust pizza. The idea for me is to be able to eat foods that nourish my body and at the same time make me very happy. And of course, it's always better if we can share it with someone we love. Community is a magical thing we can experience, whether it is our furry community like our cats and dog friends, or nowadays our virtual communities where we can connect with like-minded people which fill our cups. Or if we are lucky enough to hang out with the humans that we love the most. I feel this really helps me stay positive, share my ideas, and get inspired by my loved ones. Especially if we are feeling down, I feel a strong community really helps us see the more positive side. And last but not least, I would love to talk about spending time with nature. I feel that spending time with nature really helps me get out of my mind and reconnect with the bigger force that is surrounding us and is within us. I love when I am able to just hike and walk around the natural world, taking the time to look at the details each living being in nature has, how the seasons change, how the fresh air smells. Having a moment to reconnect with nature is really a game changer for me. It always brings me back to perspective of how little I am in comparison with everything that's going on around me. How small my dramas can become when there's a whole world out there being beautiful. And it reminds me how wonderful it is to live in gratitude and in awe of the natural world. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I would love to hear what are some of your personal practices that keep you nourished and inspired in good days as well as in bad days. I would love to hear how are you navigating this time, and if you like what you see here, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. I also invite you to check out Ana Luisa. They are doing amazing sweet deals for the holidays, and you can find my discount code and all the information on the description box. So thanks again, Ana Luisa, for partnering up with me for this video. It's such an honor to be an ambassador of the brand. And yeah, also feel free to follow me on Instagram, where I post a lot of inspiring things pretty often. And I just want to say thank you for sharing your time with me and your heart with me. It really means a lot to me to be able to not only share this with you, but through these videos I also discover a lot of myself. So thank you so much. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope this inspired you.